Hi everybody, I would like to introduce you to my favorite course at this school, which is Psychology 40S. It's a little tongue-in-cheek, this graphic on the very first page, but there's a lot going on in your brains, and in this class you're going to find out why that is. The fundamental question that psychologists ask all the time, and it always goes to this one question: why do people act the way that they do? Why do some grade 9s act super strange and throw each other into the lockers when we were able to use them? Why do some famous people act very strangely in public? Why do some staff members here at SCI dress up ridiculously or spend a lot of time with their cats? Again, the fundamental question is, well, why do they do that? And psychology will help us explain that. So what is psychology? Well, psychology is the study of behavior through scientific research. So you'll see on this slide, there's lots of different things we do here. There is all based on scientific study. So we look at behavior, we look at mental processes. We use a lot of the same elements as you do in other sciences to help test hypotheses about, well, why do we behave the way that we do? In psychology, there are 4 goals that we can always relate back to. And what we want to do is we want to be able to describe behavior, to explain behavior, to predict what's going to happen if they continue doing that behavior. And then, as psychologists, we want to influence their behavior. So how can we help them to improve and get better, whether that's through therapy or medication? So what are some things that we're going to do directly in our psychology class? No, Ryan Gosling's not going to be here, although that would be fantastic. But we are going to look at a lot of different things like learning and memory. So why are some of us really good at learning and others aren't? And some of us are really good at remembering things from like years past, and some of us can't remember what we ate 1 hour ago. So we're going to take a look at learning and memory. We're also going to learn about states of consciousness. This is one of the favorites of past students. Whenever they come back to school and talk to me, they're like, they loved this unit. And it was because we looked at different things like what's going on when we sleep, or what do dreams mean? And I teach you how to analyze your dreams so that they tell you, well, what are they trying to tell you about what's going on in your life? We also look at things like meditation and hypnosis, where we have a clinical hypnotherapist come in and do a session with us. So you will also be learning about states of consciousness. Also, another big unit we look into is psychological disorders. This is also another favorite from students. So we look at disorders like schizophrenia. You can see by the picture of Vince Lee here. We look at personality disorders, which is very common with teens and adults in their early 20s and 30s. And then we also look at something called dissociative disorders. So here's a picture of Kim Noble. She actually suffers from dissociative identity disorder, which is formerly known as multiple personalities. And she has a running now up to 29 different personalities. And they're individual from each other, and they're there to protect her. They're used as defense mechanisms for her to be able to deal with the trauma that happened to her when she was a child. So these are but a few of the psychological disorders that we look at in detail in psychology class. Now you are going to love this course if you enjoy learning new and interesting things and that you can apply them to your daily life. Once you finish this course, you are able to observe what's going on around you and most probably able to explain why people behave the way that they do. You're also going to love this course if you actively participate in everything that we do. We do lots of interactive activities, have speakers come in, presentations, and do demonstrations, but it's really important that you're actively engaged and getting the most that you possibly can out of this course. I would love to have you join my psychology classes. They're always fun, lots of great engagement by students, and you learn a lot that you can apply to your own life. So hopefully we will see you next year.